Hello, everyone. A new. I hope that you have a lovely day so far. For me, it has been quite a lot of things going on, but it's really a good day today with loads of snow. So we are going to start to do a little bit of shapes for the Frank Stella kind of creation that I am making, because that needs a little bit of drying time. So we will start with that. Small and big ones, I don't mind. That's the beauty of it all. So hopefully at the end of the show, we will see a kind of a result for this one. Oh, the brush went on the floor. Hello, Candy. Nice to see you. Let's look into adding some orange. Had a little bit of a rest this morning for you, or afternoon for me, so I really needed that. So these really just need a little bit of drying time, so that is why I start with these. And then actually the next thing with these are to build with them. I was thinking kind of like Lego, but I'll have a little bit of things in mind for it. Let's go in with some pink. And these are actually going to be cut out and used, so don't really mind me drawing out some of the lines. I don't really know what it is really. At least that is that for me, that if you have lines, you follow them like this. But I know that this particular thing is going to be cut out, so that might be like kind of a learned process to follow all the lines. Hope you had a lovely day, Candy. The start of your day, at least. So after this, we're going to get into the flower, or the weekly the weekly challenge, my group on Facebook. I've actually done a little bit of a thing, attached a wire to the in the back side of the fabric, so that we are going to be able to form the petals. More purple. You can't get enough purple. Purple is a very nice color of, I think. Let's see, we need, I'm sad that this kind of goldish, it's almost mustardy kind of, but in real life it's really bright, sparkly gold. So I'm a bit sad that you can't see that. And then we might need the darker green, that one up there. Like that. There's some, just a little bit more of color there. And then the last one, actually going to try out brown. Or like more like sandy kind of, not as dark of a brown, because I think that might be a little bit too much. So just going to add in a little bit of color, but mostly water to this. So we will have to let that dry a little bit and go back to it. And in the meantime, as you might say, I did this one this Tuesday. I actually attached metal thread on the back of it so that you can form the pedal like you want it to be. And I have created, I'm going to show you, I've created this one. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm actually just using the stitches and going in a way to sew on the back side of it to be able to attach the metal thread, because that was the way that I found the easiest to do this. So we will go on the back side. Hello, Rebecca. Nice to see you. I was a little bit tired this afternoon, so but then there will be replays as always. Let's see. I'm going to go around and then actually attach this to a new metal thread. This was only a metal thread that I had laying here, so I felt I needed to use it. You know, we have so many things just laying around, and it's better to use them than just let them be, waiting for that project that might be in their future. You'll never know. I will just take a bit longer of the thread. Let's see. This is a very thin wire. I don't know exactly what size it is. It's actually meant to be used with dangles and things like that and beading, but I found that this will be the kind of effect that I want. And then of course you can in a way sew with it like this. So, and then I'm actually just going to cut away the fabric on the sides, and I'm doing that because I was thinking about folding it down and attach it like that, but then I realized it might be kind of nice to actually see the fabric fray a little bit. I don't know, just have the, it's not really doing it on this one yet, but I know that it will be eventually. So let's see. This is just kind of the way that I want to be able to attach it like this. Let's use the wire like that. And this is the front. Oh, that doesn't feel, so sorry for you. No, there is something, I don't know, with all this lockdown things. Takes a toll on you. So we will attach this in a better way up here. I couldn't really find, for me, I might say a quicker, or I know that might be a better way, but there isn't any quicker kind of way. And for me doing it on stream like this, I'm not the kind of crafter that takes out my sewing machine and, you know, doing all that kind of thing. It's a little bit too much. So when you have the metal thread, you can actually attach it like this. Let's see. I don't really know how to. Let's look into the third one. Just going to finish this one off. And as I said earlier, this is going to be petals for the flower. Freehand thing only. So I don't really know. I know that what kind of size or shape I want, but I don't know the exact way that I want it to be. And I realized that the embroidery hoop would be really nice to have. So I'm actually going to look into that. So in this case, I'm doing the inner part of the leaf here. Going on the back side. Like that. And then of course going to do it around as well. Let's see, we'll have to go on the back side and create a start for the part here. For this one, I'm actually going to do a combination of the stitch I did Tuesday, and I'm so sorry, there might be some of you knowing the stitch. I have totally forgotten. I'm glad that I know how to do them, but I've forgotten the name. Hello, Jeanette and Violet, welcome. Just going to do every other stitch like the ones that we have already made. So this will be kind of a funky flower. And as I'm doing it on freehand, I don't mind actually how the end result will be a petal, however it might turn out. I was thinking about doing something with French knots, but then decided that I wanted to do this. So this is actually every other, looking kind of fun and strange in a way, but I don't mind. So I woke up to springtime ending, actually. No, not like that, but I woke up to a couple of inches of snow, windy and freezing today. And you know, yesterday was really spring weather, sunny, no snow at all. And something happened during the night. There was actually a warning from the government on this upcoming winter storm. So it wasn't like a big surprise like that or anything, but you know, wasn't prepared to have like a winter wonderland, like really wintry, but it was. Sewing, not chatting. Oh, that's the best. To sew along and do something fun while watching or while listening. So let's look into how to, because my aim is for this petal to do exactly the same that we did on the other two, just to touch some metal thread. Like this. And then fix. I haven't thought about the actual stem or anything for this particular flower, but we will have to figure that one out. I was thinking about taking a straw or something like that, but I don't know. And this way of making the flower is actually a way for me to practice to do stitches. That is the thing with this. So it's on a learning curve. And I'm using this thick thread because I want it to really show up. There we have it. This petal, or looks more like a leaf really. Just going to make a knot on the back side. No fancy thing going on here with attaching the thread. That, and then the metal thread again. Taking a little bit longer of a thread to perhaps be able to go all the way around. And then we will have to sew on the back side. This might be a little bit of a time-consuming kind of activity, but the end result will not be as nice if you don't attach the metal thread. So it's almost like sewing it again through all these little loops on the back side. And that is why I have chosen to use this thin metal thread, because it's easier to use, or easier to maneuver really. And as I said, I was thinking about doing it a fancy kind of hidden thing, but I'm the only one that's going to see the backside, so I don't mind. Maybe there was a thing going on there. So let's look into what we got here. We'll have to attach try to hide the parts of it, and I know I'm going to attach it with both glue and sewing, so it doesn't have to be like perfect, but and then of course we are creating scraps, so somewhere along the line, perhaps not right now, but we have to figure something out with these. So as you can see, with the metal thread, you are able to actually create a little bit of a three-dimensional kind of feeling to them. Like that. I'm going to create another one of these. The fastest way really to use like straightforward stitches. And then I felt, of course, that I needed to do something with the one here, so I just attached a couple of things. I'm actually going to start with that middle part because I feel that it's a little bit easier. Just going up and down really from one side to another. On this particular one, so what are you all doing at the start of your day? Sometimes I think with with the first videos of the day or something like that, it's really nice to just sit down, have a coffee or tea and just listen. Some of you might have eaten some lunch or going to eat lunch soon. So as you can see, this particular thing is really straightforward, nothing special. Hello, Laura. Nice to see you. Making the flower petally weekly thing that I have in my group. And of course, the spring flower for March. I thought it would be nice to have something connected to spring. And I don't know about the US or any other country, but we have something celebrated actually next week. Um, and all over Sweden, there is a celebration to actually it it I don't know. It started like a couple of years ago with Down syndrome, and the actually for the kids really to be able to in a way be normal. Normal is different is normal. What is normal? What is really the normal thing? So the thing started out with actually a parent creating something called Rockasockarna. And the meaning of that is that you are going to have different socks on this particular day, and you know talk about differences. There are a lot of things to talk about with that, and I know that they are doing it in school. At least here in Sweden, they talk a lot about that we are all equal, regardless of um, any kind of handicap or um, anything like that. So this next week is going to be uh, like all in all schools in the Swedish community, and I know that there has actually been starting out on different workplaces as well, but this year of course it will be a little bit different, so that you have a different kind of socks supposed to represent that different is okay and different is the new normal in a way. So that is next week. Inclusion. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, the thing is with this week, it's always in March, but it wasn't meant to be a big thing really for anyone but the parents of this specific child, uh, and the mother who created this for her child. So it has really like grown. So it's kind of a national thing now every March. It's been like that for, I think it's only like 5 years or so, but it's grown really big. Sewing and painted papers, sort of this stream. Actually thinking about doing some painted papers. Painted papers always fun to do. and you can't get enough of them. You always need yourself some colors. So as you can see, this kind of sewing is really the kind of sewing that you don't have to think a lot, just up and down. I think I'm going to attach a little bit of French knots on this one actually, because it's fun to do them. So in this way I'm practicing my stitches and having fun. Let's see, there is a thing there. We're thinking about, actually, my thought first was to just attach a couple of knots, but I don't know. So we'll have to look into that in just a few. And fingers crossed that this thread will actually last. If it isn't, I'm of course have more, but you know, with the scraps and everything, I would like to actually be able to not have as many scraps. And then of course we need to attach the metal thread to this. Oh, let's see. I am packing my, what are you? A mail, and I bought a book of, oh, mm, somewhere there behind all things, or you know, we have, so I talked about it. I think it was on Tuesday. We have so many things, and it's almost like a treasure hunt in your own room sometimes, especially when you do some kind of cleanup or de-stashing or anything like that, because then you really realize how many things you actually have, and how many things that you're not really using. Because you know, you get things everywhere, and of course, I don't know about you now, I'm not able to go to any thrift stores, but I can just imagine that we have all done that, gone to thrift stores and bought things, Goodwill and everything like that. You know, those cheap things, really. Let's see. That one. And then the metal thread again. So what to do. No, that's the wrong way around. It's coming together. Yeah. But the fun thing about moving Craftrooms, as I have done, is that I realize now that I have 80% up in my new craft room, but the other 20 is still down there waiting to be moved. And somewhere along the line there was a couple of weeks ago I actually did the move. My downstairs craft room has become the craft room for the kids. So in that sense, we actually have two craft rooms. So I don't really know. Is that really a good or a bad thing? At least they have a space to go to other than just using their own room. And, when they were smaller, there was paint all over everything, which wasn't, uh, it was kind of a thing with cleaning. You can just imagine paint on the floors and, the kind of time where you can hear that something is going on. And when they get a little bit too quiet in a way, that is when you realize that there is something really not good going on. And then going to their room and see that there is actually paint all over. So they are unfortunately a bit older today, but just like one example, my oldest son, he created himself a little hole in one of our walls at the old house we lived in. There was a ventilation kind of drum in there, and he created the hole, and then he put all his toy cars in there inside the wall. And that was so sad. We needed to get them out, and we realized that it would be easier to buy him new toy cars than actually take apart the whole wall and replaster and do everything like that. It would be really expensive. But he put his he had like 3 special cars, like really special to him, and we actually managed to use some uh, uh, I don't know, there was some wire and things involved, and my husband actually found a way to catch it. I think it was like it might be 30 inches down. So it was kind of a strange way of, but we managed to at least go for the special calls. We didn't put everyone up. That would have been too much of a job. But the 3 most special cars he got. And then, of course, he sat by that remaining hole in the wall crying for a couple of days. But what do you do? So that was an experience out of the ordinary. I don't know. I think it might be that I'm not actually going to move everything upstairs to my new craft room, because I know that most of the things my kids will be asking for, and they will end up down there anyway. So that is why I haven't really decided. but as of right now, I don't have either the time or energy to do anything, because I'm glad that I have like 80% of everything I use up here. So there we have the second one of the white and pink. So I think it will be something like this. Haven't really figured it out yet. Like that. We will look into the papers and the color thing. What are you writing, Vanessa? My grandkids does the same thing. They come in my craft room and they see my studs, and I know. Oh, yep, that's the thing. And then sometimes, you know, I've been asking my smallest, she is 10. Like, have you? I don't mind you using my things, but is it like you have used some of my things? And then mentioning like one specific thing, and she was like, it might be that I have. Okay, I don't mind you using things, but I would like you to put it back when you are finished. And then she like goes straight to her room, or the actual craft room downstairs. Like, 5 seconds later, it's on in my craft room like it was never gone. So I don't really mind that my children are using my things, because craft things are meant to be used. And I'm glad that they really want to use them. But then I really do want them back. So we are going to cut these out and start the creation with inspiration from Frank Stella. And that one will also be a 3-dimensional kind of creation. And this is the thing now, realizing I really do need to buy myself some new black pens. I love using like black fine liner and outline bright colored things like this in the color black, because it makes them pop even more. But then I do need to buy it, because you know, standing there with no black pen, that is a bit hard for me, really. So for those of you who watched Tuesday, you know that we have created a couple of these. Oh, his own gaming gear. That is something. I love when kids create things, because things they create comes from the heart. And as I always say, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I believe that in a way the best part of your life is between the age like 1 or 2 to maybe a little bit over like 2.5 maybe, because that is the age where, sorry for the sound there is the age where no one really has, you know, in lack of a better word, destroyed your thoughts, and you know, with all the influences from friends later on in life, and the decision making on something that someone wants you to do, or things like that. So the real period, or the time in the life that is really good, is somewhere between age 1 and maybe 2, not really 3 years old, because you know, then the tantrum kind of thing happens and things like that, and people around you get really mad at you because you're not listening and things like that. Let's see. I think if you have conscious parents, yeah, that specific age, it's really, I actually love children between the age, like not really the actual baby first months, but when they get like 3 months or so and up to 3 years, that's a very special time in your life. And it really happens so much in your brain. For just look at the first year of your life. It's really fascinating to me. But unfortunately, I also know that things can happen during those years that is not really as pleasant as other things you can experience. Because one of our sons really, he spoke really good at the age of 1 and 3 months. Everyone can understand him, really clear words and everything like that. And he spent a lot of time in hospital for several reasons. But at the age of, let's say, he was 2 and 3 months, everything changed from one day to another, and he became totally silent, a totally different kind of boy. We didn't recognize him, and they don't really know what it was, what happened. Injury or something like that, but something. And he, yeah, the development wasn't it was infected in many, many ways. Off to the post office, she says. Oh, lovely. Let's look into how to glue them down, though. So I'm going to try to glue them down in kind of a thing. I'm just going to start really glue and don't think kind of way with these. And I don't know if I'm able to hold it down like this for, oh, let's see, might be good to just do it like this. And then I will actually build it up. Let's see how to use this one. And I like the way that you are able to bend the, as this is watercolor paper. I'm going to glue it down there first. Just to actually have it like that. And take maybe a blue one. I haven't decided, but I haven't really figured out how. Let's see. Put some glue on this one. Hello, I hope I'm back. I don't know. We lost you. Yes, I know, Jen. I hope I'm back. And there we have the internet connection probably down. I don't know. I will be on my phone right now, so I hope that the connection is good. I hope you can see and hear me. And fingers crossed that the connection through my phone is good enough to be able to show it like this. There are so many storms going on around where I live right now, so I'm not surprised at all, really. Let's see. We need also some yellow, some more yellow. I hope that you can see it quite clearly. And fingers crossed that this connection is good. So we'll go with the gray here. That. And it is like a puzzle in some way, just like a big game. And I don't have anything really going on like how I want to create it or anything like that, just gluing things down. Let's see if we can put it down like this. That would be fun. Let's see if we can create a stable kind of thing with this. We have to have something else. I feel like you can actually build this however tall or however high you like. That might be a thing, really, to actually create. But I do love all the colors on this one. And the thing with it is that it's not really dry, but it's a mountain of colors in a way. I'll have to look into that. See if I can put one side in there and the other one just right here. And then put a purple kind of thing over here, just to spread the colors out a little bit. And I like how this creates a depth in a way with things. Let's see, do we want to have this blue? I think I want to have the green here on the, I don't want to say backside, but in this case it kind of is, at least as I have it now. I don't know if I'm pleased with these colors really. I want to have this, it's gold, more kind of gold, it's shimmery. Have to hold it down, and perhaps if this is the tricky part of it. No, that one won't. The hello Janet and welcome. I have to actually turn it around a bit to see it from the other side. That might actually help sometimes. Have hidden quite a lot of pink. I think I'm actually going to create a shape, pink shape here, and put it up here somewhere. Have to paint this one. Pink is also a nice springy kind of color. Actually, feels like a little bit of a cave that you want to go inside of, in a way. We'll have to dry it like this. And then cut it out and use. Let's look into how this will work. And the actual shape, this kind of creation isn't a thing really. It's just the way that they are built in, and the black, that is important, at least for me, because the black makes it pop. Let's see what to do. Let's put that one there. Felt it needed a little bit more of pink. And then of course we need to let this one dry. We'll have this piece left. What about putting it there? I'm actually looking on camera when doing this because it gives a little bit of more depth to the, or three-dimensional kind of feel to it. Like that. And then I will put this brown. Have to curl the paper a little bit here. Let's see, we'll turn it around again. And then actually just put this one down. And I will put all this to the side and let it dry. Kind of a fun creation, wasn't it? Or isn't it? So this isn't really anything else but watercolor paper in different colors. And I chose watercolor paper because it's a little bit thicker and you can curl it the way you want, like this, if you want to have it like in this specific kind of shape that we are doing. So I will let this dry, take some photographs up on my IG and then put it up on the wall. I don't really know how or what I'm going to do, but I'm going to put it up in some way because I realized I don't want to put it up like straight up on the wall. I was thinking about kind of a dome thing over it or something, but I haven't quite figured that one out. So this we will put aside to let it dry. And then just a little bit of a coffee there for me, but let's look into these. I was actually thinking about using metal to attach them together at the bottom, but I don't know. So this will be or at least the beginning of one. I don't know if I'm going to attach anything else, or at least I know I'm going to do 2 more of these. So let's have to attach the metal thread on the back side of that a little bit better, I see. So I will actually attach this on the back side with a little of the metal thread, as we have a little piece here, because I think that this will be some kind of way that I will attach it. And I thought about it a couple of minutes ago. We have this green metal thread actually for use in the garden for flowers, and I think I'm actually going to get that tomorrow from the garage so that I can create a stem to the flower with that. So that will be somewhat of a flowery kind of thing. Do we need ourselves some more flowers today? I know I need some in my happy journal. So I am going to create some happy flowers for my journal. So let's look into that. I need paper and let's see, what about all the extras for you? Where do I have them? There. You know, somewhere in all this, I have everything. Together with loads of rubbish, really, as you can see. At the top of my table, there is a lot of everything and anything. Oh, halfway through yesterday's live. Oh, that is really fun. Short little lives like the one that I did yesterday is really fun to do. So back to this and the creation of yet another positive flower, and I'm not going to put it up on the wall, but I'm going to put it up in my happy journal. Flowers, we can't really get enough of flowers. So the first one, it's an easy one really. Let's actually use this part. Just an ordinary black dot like that. And the next part of the flower in this row here, number 1. And for those of you who haven't got it, it is available on my group on Facebook, Mrs. Gigi and Friends. This particular roller game that I have created. Going to make a circle and things. Looking like a little flower already. And I have really tried to figure out the way to scan in the owls. I haven't forgot about them. Sorting your craft room, Janet. That might be a spring thing, is it? Like everybody's doing it in springtime. So nice to actually do it. Petal it is. Today it's going to be the thinner one, but kind of a traditional one. It's looking like this. So I'm going all the way around like that, or perhaps kind of the wrong thing. All the way around, or however you like to do your flower. Like that. Yeah, I don't know about that, the local school supply thing, Janet. We don't do that in Sweden because we don't have to do it because everything goes through school. The teachers get whatever they want, really. But how is it in England? Do you have to like support from the community kind of thing? Now let's look into the leaf of the flower. Number 6. Yet again, kind of a traditional going on here. Going to turn it around. I'm going to put it up. Let's look into something like this. And another one. The kind of shape like that. Whoa, doggies from groomers, nice. See you later, Jen. Let's see what Janet says. Same here, Mrs. Gigi. Schools have what they need, but always happy to get extras. I used to donate books when the boys were. Yeah. Yeah, of course. You can donate if you like, but you don't like have to in a way that I think the US system is a little bit different in that point of view, that the teachers need to create. I've heard about, the start of the school year, almost like relatives of teachers get together and help the teachers in the school and the classrooms. But then we don't have to do that here. Around really, because I don't know, we won't be able to put another positive flower on that one. Actually cut it out real fast like this. And then do another one. So this first centerpiece, let's look in if I have it big enough for you to see, or if you can really, I don't know. I tried to create it easy for you to see without this, but then realized it might be a little bit funny to actually see what you are doing. So circle and almost like a wheel kind of thing going on. Yeah, I know, Vanessa. I would love to donate things too, but we they have so many things already, so that at least the school here is a little, really a little school, and they have so many things, but they haven't got the number of pupils regarding the actual amount of things they have for crafting and things like that. So they have plenty. So let's look into the next one, and that will be around the center, as I once talked about. Let's see. This will look like a little bit more like a sun, maybe. Shapes like that around. Just going to create it like this. And for these two flowers that I'm making right now, I'm actually going to do a little bit different, because I have fabric, I have paper, I have so much right beside me here. So I'm going to make a little bit of a cluster kind of thing with these flowers. So the petal is next, this row over here. Number 6. And let's see, is that the only one that I haven't got? Yes, that it is. This one. I'm going to go around like this. But of course you can do however you like with your flower. That is the beauty when creating things like this. So this one. I am going to color these flowers in, but I'm going to make positive flowers with a twist, maybe. So we will take that one and see what kind of leaf we are going to use there. For this one, it's number 2. Let's see. That is the one I don't really have for you to show. But I think you can actually see what it is. I'm going to draw it for you so that you can see. I'm going to make it like this. There, and then just scallopy kind of leaves. Somewhere here in everything I have this one, but not right here today. I think I can see it though. No, it wasn't it. So I'm going to cut these 2 flowers out. Or at least actually just color them in first. They need some color. So we will create something fun with these today. Let's look into the back side of that green first. And then on the back side here. And of course, I'm not making like real flowers in a way. I'm just creating them however I like, just for the moment being. That's the leaf. Let's look into some colors for the center there. And maybe use some yellow. Let's see, I wish we had, I think that I've used that already, but I'm going to attempt to do this kind of, it's purple, but it's really a darker kind of purple, so I don't know how it will show up. It's reddish. I don't really know, is it, when thinking about it? No, it's magenta. It says magenta on this one, so it's sometimes I'm like, I don't really know if I like the color because it is kind of a magenta color, but it isn't. It's more muddy to me. But I'm going to use this as a base for this one, and then have another color on top. Like that. And then go with a pink. to create something fun. I might actually have to sharpen this. Like this. Hello, Letitia. Are you on break at work? What a perfect time to just pop in and say hi. How is it with the work? Is it much like in the beginning? I suppose there will be much to learn and things like that. Let's see, we will go to this next one. And in this case, use a darker green or almost like a blue green. It says, let's see, dark phthalo green. I haven't really heard of this one. What? I can't really. This is really strange. It says PHTHALO. Oh, PHTHALO green. What? It's a little bit of a strange sound there in the beginning. PHTH. What a combination of letters. Let's see if we can go in and just add a little bit more of this other green. For me, this is regular green, but this says earth green. The pens that I'm using is Faber-Castell Polychrome pens. So we need some blue. At least I think I need in this cluster that I'm about to make. And I'm just doing it on regular printer paper. I could, of course, have made it on cardstock or things like that. But I'm just going to glue it in directly on the page. So that is why I don't bother to do it. Like, it's only for me and I just want to look at it. And then what about orange up at the top? Might be a kind of a change for you, Letitia, I can imagine. But a fun one also. Let's see. So I have, together with this, papers, fabric, and anything and everything. I'm going to take it. It's a pile of, it has become a pile of things rather than putting them in the bin. Don't ask me why. It just happened. And I know that I need to use it up. let's do it. Just juice things up. Then again, you know as well as I that when you use things up, you always create new scraps. So it is really a never-ending kind of story to it. So this was a little bit of a thing, but I thought I would really like to fussy cut them out like this. And then I think, I don't know if I want to glue this directly on a journaling card or a pocket or anything like that, but I'm going to kind of finish the things. There we have one flower. And now going with that, the happy journal that I'm making. That is definitely an ongoing project. I create one and then just create cute and fun things to put in it, and does really have an ending sort of thing. I had the last one for almost 2 months. Oh, but I don't know about this one. It's a little bit thicker. It has more pages, and I've also chosen to put fabric in as pages to be able to sew on them. But I don't know how long I will have it. So let's see. We have fabric, and I don't want to use that because we have flowers already. We have bits and pieces like this. This might be a thing to use. You know, I've also saved bits and pieces of watercolor paper because you don't know, we might need a little thing or two, something. But let's really get into it all here. Mostly thinking about all the fabrics and things I have. Let's see. We have this. This might be a cute journaling card, really. Or some kind of pocket or something that I want to use. Have a little bit of see, it's still the FBI kind of thing. I'm going to create a little bit of a depth using vintage photo. Because you can't really get enough of vintage photo. And I realized, I think it was yesterday, I looked at Junk Journal Shop Johnny's channel. Is it so that the walnut stain color in distress inks and distress oxides are like out of stock? Because I couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't really find it anywhere. I looked all over, like it was out of stock everywhere I looked. Could find any other color, both distress oxide and distress ink, but when it came to the classical, like regular uh, distress ink Wallenstein wasn't, there was none. Let's see. We need to have, at least I feel I need to have some words on this one. I'm going to look into the words. And I'm going to use Follow Your Bliss. I have a little paper right beside me here. So these will actually be, let's see, we have purple ink. Just going to use it a little bit around. Instead of using a vintage photo, which I'll always use, or nearly always, like a go-to kind of color. And then I'm just going round like this, haven't got any specific thing, just using the actual stamp. So this is also a way that you can use the flowers to decorate something like this, and I don't know what I'm going to use this for. A scrap, and things that you have that you can use. So let's look into the other flower. We have this. Let's make this into a little cluster. I still have parts of this, but I don't know if I want to have it. I have small little bits and pieces of fabric. Let's look into a darker one. I know I have one somewhere here in this pile. Here it is. These are actually the kind of fabric that I used for making the owls. I'm going to make some other ones soon. And let's see some words on that one. I'm going to choose the words be you, because that is important to me. And I think, let's see, I think that it's actually important to all of us, but sometimes it might be hard to be you, or be the you that you want to be. That might be a thing too. Or like be the real you in a way. So let's see. What if I'm just going to staple this thing down? just to hold it a little bit like that. And then use glue here just for the bigger part of the flower, and down here. And then of course, in this case, I think I'm going to use this glue. Like that. So now we have created a little bit of a different thing with these two flowers. Positivity flowers. So that I will continue actually doing not the flower thing, but I know I'm going to continue with these because I know that I have so many things here. We have this. So I'm just going to add, I don't know, I don't like, let's use the right scissors. Like that. That little piece we will actually put away. Just going to combine the papers like this. Let's see, what if actually going to combine some thread just to create a base, and then you can attach whatever things up on the top. Like a little embellishment or whatever. So this is my way of using everything I have on my table here, because there is really too much laying here. So I have to I have to come up with something. Now it's actually starting to glue itself to me. That wasn't my intention. Have to put that aside to let it dry. I did say, I have loads of watercolor paper here, but I know I have something else. Let's look into this frame. That might be something. A little, I think this was a handkerchief or something. Let's see, we have loads of these little things. I don't know if we have this. What if just attaching those? We'll have to look into, I know that I cut out a couple of flower thingies here the other day, because I found an old book. So, you know, things like that you can just throw away. This one. Even have a blue. That is a little bit too much. Let's just do it. And for these, I'm going to attach them with my tiny attacher. Like that. And now we have this one as well. And these are too big. I'm not going to use them, but I have a couple of smaller ones. On this little one as well. I'm almost thinking like I want to coffee dye, but because the back side or the actual front side of it is use it. So I'm thinking about flipping it around and using it like this. Let's look into actually taking it a little bit, like really do want to have some color on it, like really something. And this will create a little bit of a sandy sand kind of feeling, just to tone it down a little bit because the brightness of the white was a little bit too much of my liking. Let's see. Do we want to put that one or no? We have this one there. And we had, let's see, we have these two. Also have the yellow thing, yellow like that. Actually have a blue one left from the ATC. The yellow one too, of course, but just going to do something like that, I think. And yet again using the tiny attach because that is the easiest way of attaching things. And I'm going to put a word on it as well, so I will cover that staple. Oh no, sorry for that. Did I? Oh, this isn't. Full. Have to. I tiny attached those things together, but not with the frame. So I had to put some glue. So these. We have more things. There is a never-ending story here on my table. Let's look into this one. This has actually been drying a little bit. Let's see, that's the part of Thought that would be nice. Just glue that one down. Created ourselves a little cluster. We have more of this yellow. I don't really know what I used it for at the starting point here, but let's see. We have this. And as you can see, it's totally really scraps that I'm using. Well, let's take a part of this maybe. Might be nice. And what if we're going to take a look in the other things I have? You know, as with everything, oh, a blue bird. That might be nice. Tiny touch. I really do love this. And then I realized when looking into staples for this one, the original things, the original is really expensive, but I've found that you can really buy other ones for like 25 cents. That works really nice too. Like, I don't know about you, but you know, everything costs a lot. And I like to save some money sometimes. And the way that I'm doing these clusters is really nothing really. It's just taking bits and pieces and don't think kind of theme. These will be cute to have together. Like that. Thank you so much, Janet. Sometimes I feel like when you think too much about the creation, you get yourself stuck in a way. So, and then I felt like I really needed to do something with all these things that I have. So let's see, we have blue, a little bit of blue thread. You can, of course, make it like really fancy kind of thing, but I don't mind just making something out of, you know, everything. And of course, you can throw this little piece away, but I know that I'm going to use it in some way or another. So I usually save up on this little bits and pieces because I like the texture part of things like that. And now I'm thinking, why do I have so many parts of this particular fabric? It's kind of strange in a way to me, but I probably love liked to do something with it. Just have this thread on in the background to have everything pop a little bit. Just going to kind of attach it like that. Let's see, we want to have it shown. And this is also a way to really think about what you have, and if you want, you can actually do a really beautiful, cute little thing with, you know, bits and pieces like this. It doesn't have to be the bought thing, the store-bought thing. For this, I'm actually going to cut down and throw away parts because you can't really have everything saved. Let's see, that is some blueberries. Let's see, we have this fabric. This is a part of a curtain, really. Into it. We need ourselves some blue, but do we need? We'll have to look into something else. I just have to try it out something because I have hearts left from February. And these are the kind of things that I have a couple of them left, and I don't really want to save till next Valentine's or whatever, because I know that I'm not going to use them. Let's use this handkerchief part. A little bit of this. I might even use this, really, kind of, or this is a better. It's darker brown. Just going to try to attach it a little bit. Like that. So we have created ourselves some really fun, cute little things. Oh, everything is going around me, you know. I really need to clean up. Let's see if we can choose some words for this, or if we even want to have words. A couple of them might need. Relaxed, just the short little ones, you know, that might be like really fun to have. Let's see. We have some short ones here. Hopeful, positive. Those are definitely words that I want to use. Three there. Let's look into this. Proud, nostalgic. Those would be nice. Proud or nostalgic. Like that. So let's look into, we'll have to use blue, I think, on these. A little bit, just a tiny bit of blue. It's baby blue, so I don't know if it's really going to show up much. It's really light blue. A little thing like this. Let's look into using hopeful. Let's see, oh, now I forgot the most important part, of course, the inking. So with a little word like this is really cute. And you can use it for anything and everything, these. Let's see, proud. Let's use ourselves some purple on this. This will show up a little bit more. So with little bits and pieces, just laying around. Who would have thought that this thread, the blue one, would be a part of something that really says to me that, you know, we save up on so many things, but you, in a way, it is fun because you can really make something really cute out of anything, really. Relaxed. Let's cut that one down. It's a, I know I'm not using a ruler, but you know, it's not a thing where you have to have it too much of the crooked kind of scissoring work there. Just add a little more of the blue. So just a couple of things on the table and we have all these things. Let's see, we have some things more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more things. I will cut out and use 4 more words or little sentences. Determined. That is a good one. Let's see. Believe. Definitely is the enjoy it. Those two will be great to use. And another one. Not too long, just a little short thing. And where do we have? I've used all the short little things. Explore might be a thing to use. So let's look into those. Let's use purple because that was really nice to have it show up a little bit more. And on this one, this needs to go under something to be flattened a little bit more. For this particular, the little frame there, I'm going to choose not just one word, but a little bit of a sentence. Choose to shine. And then I'm still going to use this glue because we are using both fabric and paper, so it's better to go like this. Choose to shine. Oh, did I count wrong? We only had one. Then we have to use the word believe. And blue this time around. On this one. Was it too crooked? It was. I have to. That's the thing with me, with words and things. Those can't be like crooked. Then we will have to use enjoy it for another thing. I have loads of new quick and easy kind of embellishments. Determined was one that I forgot there. Oh, no. I knew that I might be using this. Enjoy it. And then the purple for this last one. It did hide under the other things. Like that. So there are a couple of things made today, quick and easy, embellishments. Always fun to have them and to use them. And I don't know about you, but I sometimes also find that I'm using my painted papers. This, for example, is a paper that I have like scribbled and things like that when I painted something. So this is the kind of paper that I'm also using because you don't know when you have to have like black or gray kind of background to something. So I always save up on those. Kind of cute little things. Let's look into this one we made today. Oh, there are loads of colors today. Let's see. We will put all the small little bits and pieces aside. Loads of color in this one. And embellishments to choose from in any projects, really, you can use them. And of course, we also did the flowers, the flower, let's see, this one. It's not really finished, but it's coming together in some way. This will be this week's flower in my flower pot. And I will create from things in the garage, really. But that will be. And what did we do more? We did so these little quickie things are really fun to do with it. These. So loads of fun thing today. And paint and everything, you know, can't really get anything wrong with a bit of paint, a bit of embellishment things and bits and pieces. We'll just have to put them together and you will create something really nice and fun. So, have a pile of funness going on. I really do like this one. And but I'm not really, I think I'm finished with it, but I have to figure out how to put it up on the wall. It's kind of dry now, but I don't know. This was really fun to do, everything like this. And I will put up yet another thing or two on my group on Facebook. And the next weekly challenge for next week. And I will work on it on Tuesday, or at least begin Tuesday. And if I don't get it finished, I will continue Thursday, but I will see you all. And if you like, of course, tomorrow at Rebecca's Create with Becca, her channel, I do pick a stick Fridays with her. So thank you so much everyone for watching today. And this creation with all the colors was really fun to do. So have a good night's sleep for those of you who are going to sleep, and have a really good rest of your day. And to all the replays, thank you so much for watching. Bye.